What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the 15th edition of Vendetta Gazette Gold Monthly, where we do our monthly Patreon $25 bag and check out what goodies we have. And as you can see, this is the Halloween season. You have a trick-or-treat bag from the man, and this one came with a little had a notice on the Patreon site there. You can see it's got, for the trick, if you get a trick bag, you're gonna get some fine gold. If you got a treat bag, you get a chunky piece of gold in there with it. And this is the Haciampa Pay Dirt, and he's added crushed orange citrine and black, what was it called? Tourmaline. It's a black mineral though that's going to go in here. He said you should be able to find some fine orange dust. He's got it spread out over 50 bags, so he's not going to be in a big concentration, but he said you should be able to find some orange dust in there. So very cool little theme for the trick-or-treat Patreon bag for the Halloween season that's approaching here quickly. And kind of got a gray in South Louisiana on the bayou today, but it's a warm day, so very nice, very pleasant. So it's a perfect time to get on this. And those of you that pay attention may notice we have a noticeably larger pumpkin from the last week that was sitting there. Yeah, this one's about double the size of the first one I got. It's the biggest one I've had in years that they have either at the grocery store or Walmart. Actually, I had this one at Walmart for $5, so just couldn't pass that up. But it is a nice, beautiful pumpkin. So looking forward to having that to carve up. So let's go ahead and get into our Patreon trick-or-treat Halloween bag. Oh, and first thing you see, there's some pretty cool looking stuff showing up. Hey, let's see if we get the light on here. Yeah, it gives a little more. And I can already see some orange rock showing up in there, black and orange. I'm guessing that black there, I'm guessing that's big chunks of the tourmaline, because that is definitely not your normal looking addition. And there's some other pieces in there too, so that's very cool. I guess if you crunch this up, it would just get lost as a black sand. So yeah, that's very cool having I was thinking it was going to be black and orange dust, but no, we've got some real mineral pieces there. Very, very nice little collectible. So we'll go ahead and put it in our little mini pan here and check out what. Oh yeah, and I'm guessing that, I don't know if the big pieces, if that's the orange, I think citrine, I guess it's kind of crystallized. That's definitely orange, but I was thinking something was going to be more like orange quartz, but that does look pretty quartzy. But again, I was expecting just to have it crunched up in here, not in such nice big pieces. Very cool. So that is awesome. Oh. So yes, indeed. So I guess with that, let's make sure our bag is empty. And we will go ahead and pull out the big kitchen steamer basket. Come on. That's got the much bigger holes to hold our larger stuff out and let everything else fall through. Very nice. I'm going to have to rinse that out. It's a little bit wet. So we've got some little bits of orange and black all through that still, which is awesome. And then there is our bigger pieces. So I have to say, that is just, I'm really, really liking this. Of course, y'all know, if you've watched the channel in the past, I do have a love for Halloween in my heart. So I'm not sure if I'll be going at it as much as I did last year on it. We'll definitely rinse those off as well. And Okay, I got the light on, so it's not letting. There we go. Like I said, there's some. There we go. Make sure there's no, because it could be some fine. Could be tricking us here on our treats. So I don't want anything gold left in there on any dust. So again, I'll rinse that out when I start panning. But it's just you can really see the details of the orange and black in there, along with the Hacienda dirt's already a cool dirt to begin with. So all right, well, I'm not seeing any chunks, so I'm thinking we might have gotten a trick. We might have gotten a trick on here. So let's get some water set up and we'll be right back. Oh, and there's my Halloween boy, orange and white, to come up to put in his helping paw on the job today. He's become back to an outdoor cat. He just does not want to be in the house. He was sleeping in my van last night. He went in through the window, so hopefully I'll get him back in sometime here. The little Angel's calmed down a lot, so I think he's just gotten used to being out. But I just don't like him being out. I've got a new one that's come around, a little gray one with. He's like one of those black and white tuxedo cats, except he's gray and white. But his little ears are cauliflowered. Both of them are all crinkled up. He's been out romping and fighting for a long time, it looks like. But I don't know where he came from. But the cat next door, Milk, that gray and white one, has been out here trying to run him off because he's fixed too. He's fixed. Hurricane's fixed. So they should be defending their territory against a cat that's not. And they don't seem to be doing too good of a job, but he's very feral. He runs as soon as he hears me even coming to the door. And now he's getting where he actually sits and looks up at me through the glass with this mournful look. It's I feel so sorry for him, but man, just cat food and litter is breaking me as it is. So that's very nice. And get our light to come back on here. Look better without the light on, didn't it? There we go. Overexposure. So yeah, that's really, that orange and black, now that it's wet, really stands out. That is cool. So yeah, if anybody that picks up any more of the Bayou Nightmare Blood Bayou or Blood Bayou Nightmare bags, we'll get at least a little piece of that coming up in there, and some of the small stuff depending on what we recover out of here. But give you a little black and orange treat in the bags. I've got a couple of them gone. Just sent out another one. And where are we going? Okay, I keep forgetting it won't let me zoom out with the light on. It won't let me turn the light on unless I zoom in. So it's very, very picky damn camera here. So, all right, well, there is our material. Let's go ahead and start with, actually, I kind of want those orange pieces out of there too, as much as I can. So let's see which of that will go through the strainer. I'm seeing a bit of silver there. Or is that tinsel? I'm not sure if that came from me or here. It seems to be some silver, maybe Halloween tinsel. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of those little orange ditties in there. So what do we want to do? All right, well, we're going to, like I said, I'm going to try to make this easy on myself to get these out, because I want to get all the orange that I can out of here. So we'll pan off this into this pan, our Vendetta Mine Lab that I won on one of the two pans that I won on the what was it called? We got the trophies. Jeez. Well, here, I'll put the name of it up there. I can't remember now. He just mentioned it on his show last week. Brain damaged idiot. The Prospector's Ball. Jeez. But yeah, I'd gotten this. I'd gotten he mentioned the light. But yeah, I'd gotten the light. Plus, I got the Falcon pen and the Mind Lab pen. And, of course, the headlamp. And the long sleeve awesome Vendetta shirt. So that was a heck of a, and then that awesome bag that we won for the that I won on the monthly Patreon show that he does for the giveaways that he Hucks calls them Hucks, and of that very nice bag of pay dirt. There's some beautiful gold. So just been very, very grateful all around with the stuff that Vendetta puts out. So he was talking about this stuff last weekend whenever when he was talking, I missed it live, but I went back and watched it, and but he's like saying, I hope he wanted to see some videos on it. I'm thinking, yeah, you're gonna have one on Vendetta, the Vendetta Gazette Gold Month. Yeah, you're always gonna see. You're always gonna get an example of what you sent out from me, at least every month. So this is our 15th bag. Actually, it's been 16 months, but the first month I did not do a Vendetta Gazette whenever I got it, and then I started realizing, well, hey, it would probably be cool to show people what you get on these. Whenever I realized that looks like a very cool, zoom in on it. I'm not sure if that was a dark golden. We've got remember, this is the plus strainer size. So we got that nice chunk there, but then this was holding with it too. And it's very dark, but it has, where's my finger there? It looked like that was some gold there in it, and a little bit of quartz. Almost has a diamond look to it in there with it. So I'm just not sure. It kind of washed away pretty fast, though, as you saw there. It didn't. Where'd it go now? There. Maybe it is just a cool looking rock. Yeah, now they're looking at it. It doesn't look quite as goldish, but yeah, it rinsed away very quickly, as you see whenever I rinse it around the gold. But we'll go ahead and suck it up together and make sure I get a closer look at it. So I'm going to keep that separate here. And then I'll go through and pick out the rest of my orange out of there. And now we'll check out our less than kitchen strainer. We'll do about that much since we're looking for fine gold. And it's time to use a little bit of our jet dry in there for good measure. There we go. So I know we've got some Rick and Morty fans out there. I'm not sure if you saw the new season kicked off since with the new voice actors, since they fired the creator Justin Roiland for getting Me Too'd by an ex-skank girlfriend, and again was proven to be bullshit. But in the true, Me Too, libtard, believe all women crap, they fired him, and he does the voice not only of Rick and Morty, but of a majority of the most popular characters on that show. And and is the co-creator of the show, and they've tried to bring in people that I'm not even sure yet who's voicing what, but Morty's almost kind of passable most of the time, but the guy doing Rick is just not, you know, he almost kind of sounds a little bit like him, but the whole character of Rick was Justin Roiland, and the belching and the slurring and the Morty, but you know, you know, the whole impromptu, you know, kind of ad lib quality to the show that Roiland put in there. And they show him. I've seen him doing the voice things on it. He'd be sitting there doing shots, drinking as he'd be drunk by the time he was done doing voices. And that was part of the thing that, of course, they've got the diversity and inclusion crap going on in the writers. So from the original writers that wrote such, you know, great episodes in the beginning, as the years have gone by, they've started interjecting more, you know, they've lost once again quality and talent for, you know, race and color, and again, women in the writing room ruin just about any show that's ever been on, and you can see it in Simpsons now horribly. Those new episodes are out from the Sunday night lineup. I don't know if you saw the first one from Family Guy. I'm pretty much done with Family Guy. Had Meg being a surrogate mother to the standard queer that's always been on there, that, you know, talks like real sissy and, you know, feminine and always is, you know, but Meg is a 17-year-old girl who's always identified as, anytime they'd show her, like in the future episodes, she always became Ron, a guy, had a sex change, and that was the whole joke running. And in one episode, they made her 18 and willing to have a baby for two queers that, you know, are doing it mostly for fashion, and just disgusting. And they already did it with Family Guy when they had his wife Francine surrogate the babies for the two queers that live across the street from them in that episode. So I don't know what it is with Seth MacFarlane, and they're always playing up the, now more so and more so, the Hubert, the pedophile, the old man pedophile that's always been in the background chasing the boys around, and now he's gotten a lot more prominent. So, but yeah, when they had her being a surrogate for the queers that you know barely are even characters on the show, and giving a baby away. And again, the running joke is, oh, you know, I've never seen a dead body that wasn't floating in the toilet. You know, talking about all the, you know, abortions that fetuses she's aborted with the morning after pills and shit. But yeah, so it had already been going downhill steadily, and so I'm pretty much done with that. And I'm probably not going to be I watched it one time, but I'm probably not going to be supporting Rick and Morty, because you know, Justin Roiland is the show, and without him, it sucked. The first episode to me sucked. It was very, you know, they're trying to do something with talent that has no idea how to do what got them there, which was write funny, edgy, you know, highbrow stuff that was still appealing for just regular people to to enjoy and take in as well. It's, you know, that takes real talent and skill, and you don't get that by diversity and inclusion, as we keep seeing over and over again. So pretty sad, but there aren't very many IPs, which means intellectual property, but there aren't many IPs that they have not just run into the ground and ruined after that have been existed for, you know, like The Simpsons, that have gone on for decades and should have been gone. Should have been gone 10 or 15 years ago easily. But now it's just the absurdity of it. Every time it's a Marge episode, I just, you know, I might watch it through one time, but I used to, the same thing with Rick and Morty. We'd wait for almost 2 years to get, you know, 10 episodes. And there aren't many shows that fans are willing to wait 10 years in between, 2 years in between seasons for 10, that's over in a few weeks, and then you're waiting again, not knowing when it's going to come back. But the fact that they fired Justin Roiland with no proof before anything was resolved, and then did not rehire him because he was difficult. There was he offended people in the I'm sure in the writing room, because it wasn't the actors, because these guys do the voices separate. They don't have to be in the same room with each other when they're doing these things. They run their own lines across from somebody else. Very rarely do a lot of them meet even the guest stars that are on these shows, but just man, I'm still getting little bits here and there out of this. I will keep turning up, but so yeah, that was pretty sad. But yeah. But again, I will not. I'm already inclined not to support it at all, just because of what they did to Justin Roiland and this whole cancel culture crap that just is so out of. There's still some. Look at that little. Come on, my fingers keep getting wet. See that little fine dust in there? God damn it! There we go. So yeah, you gotta work it. You gotta work it. Good thing I put in that surfactant, or stuff would be floating all over the pan. Man, it's hard to get that little bit of separation there. That got the bulk of that now. All right, well, I'm going to double check this one a little bit more, and we'll be right back. All right, I believe that got all of that out of there. It was all the speck by speck there at the end. Look, you can see right there, that is a pretty good amount of fine gold. Come on, boy. In that backwash right there, you can see where we just rinse the pan up and back. So, yeah. We are going to go ahead and flip that up to the top. Off that. We can get some cleaner water there and rinse. Well, we got a nice little concentration of it up there. Always liked the Vendetta fine gold. I told y'all before, that was the first Vendetta I ever did, was from his 100% ROI Caliche, whatever it's called, quartzite Caliche bag, and it was loaded with fine gold. It was like $50 bucks, $54 was shipping for a gram, and it was like 1.25 grams in it or something. It was well over, and like I said, a great bag. And that's what I asked him. So like, dude, how do you make money? Not go in debt doing this like that. And he's like, well, he's not worrying about. He wasn't worried about hardly even breaking even. It was just sharing the love of gold and the panning, and of course that's not sustainable whenever your channel grows like it is. So he's had to adjust for that, like as is necessary, but it still puts out awesome PAYDIRTS at a very good price, and some very cool. And again, this is just a thank you for supporting the channel. right, well, we got a pretty good start there. I'm going to get this down and I'll be back. All right, I think we got it down to a manageable amount there in the bottom. And again, I'm already seeing quite a bit of very fine gold, which y'all know me. This is more of a treat than the trick side, because I do love the fine gold. Yeah, that stuff moves very easily. You can see it's already washes a little speck down here on the other side, just even doing it very gently. We had a nice, you can see there's a nice little shiny chunk on there too, along with the little specks. I don't know if a few of y'all saw my video for the annular eclipse last Saturday. That was very cool. I actually watched it in Albuquerque as it was going into totality, and of course it was ahead of moving this way, so as it was coming around, so then came out and watched it skirt the bottom half of the sun. Since we were off the track, I saw a really cool video image of I think it was on Anton Petrov's his space channel, but it shows the shadow moving across the United States down into South America, exactly the path that was drawn on the map showing where you were going to be able to see it the day it happened. So very cool, though. It was the coolest. The image I got on it was actually just pointing my camera at it, and it put out a secondary ghost image below the sun in kind of a blue light that defined the moon moving across it very nicely. So that was really pretty cool. And then I had 6 sunglass lenses that I had stacked and taped together, that I had put together whenever I couldn't get the glass for it in where it was 2018 or the last solar eclipse that came by that we could. Again, we didn't get the full eclipse here either, but it was enough to keep me from going blind. burning my retinas. So, all right, well, there you see. I'm going to keep, every time I try to wash that other down, I wash gold down, tap it back up, and get more dirt in it. So I'm going to repeat this process a few more times, but there you have it. Some beautiful gold trapped in there with that black sand. Just gotta coax it out. So go back and check the snuffer. All right. I went back through my tailings and double checked, and actually did find probably 15 or 20 tiny little specks that I'd washed out somewhere along the way there. But that was it's taken a while to get through this. This was not a bang it out little bag there. You had to work for that fine gold. Very cool. Let's see if we can get it all together here. I've got a bit of sand in there for sure. There's that rock that just washed right down there. It sure has that. When you look at it like that, it definitely has that gold, dark gold kind of look to it. But yeah, it looks more like mottled white and black rock with the quartz. I don't see any gold hiding in there. And it just washes too easy. But it is a very cool looking little rock. Too bad it's not like 10 times bigger. But, so all right, we're going to cast that away. Let's see. Probably need to use... Yeah, I've got gold moving down there with it, so I was going to say need to use the other snuffer bottle to pull out the sand as I wash this stuff down, so we don't have a bunch of black sand in our gold. But there you go. A very nice Halloween treat of a bunch of tiny gold. We got some nice little flakes there, but a nice batch of beautiful, super fine. You can see it gets pretty small there. I'm not sure if that's a little gold still. I mean, I've still got it with the jet drying the bottle, but we'll hit a little more in there just for good measure. Looked like there was something floating on the top there. But yeah, very, very lovely. So we'll get this cleaned up and sucked up, and we'll get a better look at it inside. I forgot my damn scales jukey, so I'm not telling what we'll be getting out on that, but we'll see. All right, we are in with our very awesome, fine, very fine dried gold. And we also have our beautiful pile of trick-or-treats. Our little orange and black rock candy. Very, very nice. I really like that stuff. So, yeah, beautiful. Beautiful stones there. So let's I guess let's see what this piece of shit scale is going to do tonight, if we can get any kind of number off of it or not. Seems like whenever I first turn it on, it wants to work, and I haven't messed with it in a week, so we'll see what it does here. It doesn't really matter. We just try to get an idea to show you guys what I think on the, I believe on the his Patreon page, when it talks about signing up for Patreon, that these say that has a minimum, these come with a minimum of 1.4. Now, he used to not even just put an amount, but I imagine it's getting big enough and enough people just to let them know what he is offering. So yeah, up to basically you'll get at least a 0.14 grams, and we've always gotten 1920 or better, so that's it's been very good. So let's see what, we'll turn it on, let it zero itself out, and we'll put our stuff in there. 0.254, and I'm guessing it's probably at least 0.50 off. Let's see what, there it's holding 0. Let's see what it shows for our 20. Actually, it's on 24, 9592.1 off. So pretty close to actually a nice, I guess that is, we're going to call that an actual 0.25, a quarter gram of that fine stuff there. Now see, now it's reset at 0.21. 822. So I think that's probably really what we're closer at now. It's jumped back up to 2.5 again. This thing, but we're well over 0.20 grams of some very beautiful gold. And again, it's just a thank you bag for supporting the channel. That if this is the $25. If you've got the $50 level, you get more. $100 on up to the big 1 ounce amount per month, and you get an ounce of gold plus a bag of this with almost an extra gram in it. So very cool. So let's go ahead and get a zoom in look on our fine stuff. And actually there's a little more black in there than I was seeing. That maybe that looks like that might be that tourmaline. So we've still got a little bit of extra in there. I mean, that's 0.0001 maybe on weight, if that. So, but yeah, that fine gold is some beautiful stuff. And yeah, like I said, we've got some nice little chunks there too. That one's even got looks like a little piece of quartz on it. Another nice little chunk up there. And then we had that little shiners, couple little shiners down here. So, and it was a fun bag to do. It took a little time to get through it for sure. It was not a quick. Before I put this in the vial, I'll go through it. I'll sit here with the camera and pick out I need a toothpick. This is a skewer. It's a little bigger than the toothpick, and pick out a lot of those little black specks. A lot of times with this fine stuff, you can kind of move it down and it'll expose a lot of the. But again, you don't want to just wipe off the black because you can see there's little flakes of gold mixed all through there. So again, very negligible as far as weight goes, as far as adding weight to it. So, but made a lot of fun. So thanks again so much to Mike Vendetta Prospecting. He comes through with an awesome Halloween trick-or-treat bag. And like I said, for me, it said this was the trick bag if it was fine gold, but for me it was a treat because I do love the treats. So make sure y'all tune in next week. We'll be doing the live chat giveaway on you can see the gator eyes in there, and for the Bayou Nightmare there. And again, I've still got some of the bags for sale. You want to try to tackle this stuff for real? It is tough. So, and once more, our black and orange, you just gotta love that. So very cool. Well, all right, my friends, as we bring this edition of the Vendetta Gazette Gold Monthly to a conclusion, again, have to say thank you to everyone who watches, subscribes, comments. If you've made it this far and you're not subscribed, appreciate you hitting that and the like button on here to try to get YouTube to put this out more. I got a kitten. Hold on, playing with the thing around the. Yeah, you're playing with the. This is my little mommy's girl. She looks like her mommy. They're all, I think, what are we up to? 16 weeks now. They're becoming little cats, but they're all my babies. And my boy here, jump. He I got the notice from Vetco that he's, because they said he was 6 months old when I took him in, and it's been 6 months. So they were now notifying him that happy birthday, that it's his birthday according to his 6 month time from when I first found him. So my little baby boy's growing up too. But yeah, I have to say we've had another travesty going on. As of today, there was a real insurrection in Congress, where the Nazi Islamic faction, led by that piece of shit skank Rashida Tlaib, the Palestinian terrorist congresswoman who should be nowhere near Congress, rallying the people out front as they went in and rushed the Capitol, the House, and hundreds of them inside. Here we go, chanting whatever I'm not sure what they're saying. I'm sure it's something terrorist and communist.
Of course they know what they're doing. They always know what they're doing.
Just pathetic. How many of these people are going to end up arrested and locked? There are people right now that are still in jail without trial from January 3rd, 2020, or January 6th, 2020. They're old ladies that walked, people that were walking through the Capitol escorted by the police, orderly, respectful. These people stormed in, terrorists supporting, literally supporting Hamas Palestinian terrorists, and the murder and desecration and just the atrocities committed on the Israeli people. And they're trying to say, oh, well, the Israelis are killing civilians. No, the Israelis are hitting military targets and are getting collateral damage by civilians being crowded in there to protect the targets. These not even animals, these subhuman Nazi Islamic scum flooded into Israel and committed atrocities on women, children, the innocent, the elderly. Just murdered people young people in a concert, and intentionally were going for soft. And they're right now. These people are storming the Capitol and doing this while Americans and hundreds of people from around the world and Israelis are being held hostage by these scumbags that they're storming the Capitol for, and saying, Biden's about to send him $100 million to Gaza, which goes straight to Hamas. He's supporting Hamas. Just absurd. And on top of that, we've got our speakers of the House. 22 Rhino Republicans have refused to vote for Jim Jordan to get him in. So again, these people have to go. We had our election incredibly. Louisiana turned very strong red this last weekend. We've got our Republican governor. They basically swept across the state. Went from being with a lot of blue pockets in 2016 to now basically solid red. And hopefully this will be a trend across the country as elections play out here coming up. So, but the fact that these scumbags have stormed the Capitol, terrorists, Nazi Islam terrorists, led by a congresswoman, and there were arrests, but like I said, how many of them are going to be held? Ignoring and how many of them are actually terrorists that have snuck in? How many of them are here illegally that have snuck in? Again, it's just a disgrace. And Israel did exactly what I said they should do when I did the first video: give them notice to get out and bomb them to the Stone Age. And then the complicit fake news media, leftist commie media, this week was reporting on how the Israelis bombed a hospital, 500 dead, showing pictures. They didn't have any pictures of a hospital blown up. They were showing other footage of another incident that was not the hospital blown up. Turns out there was no hospital hit. The Nazism terrorists tried to fire more of their half-assed missiles into Israel, and as it often does, it fucked up and crashed into their own people, and it hit a parking lot and it blew up a hole in the parking lot. It did not hit a hospital. So again, but immediately the media runs with that. Is on the side of Palestine and Hamas. And again, from back when the PLO was running it and were terrorists blowing up the helicopters with the Jewish athletes in it, blowing up our embassy, taking over, just decades and decades of terrorism. So again, there are no civilians in this. If they've stayed there, they're combatants. Clear the board. I say scour the ground. Throw those Moabs, mother of all bombs, just drop them all the way down the length of Gaza, leave it a dead zone, and don't let anybody else in there, and then start working the way back around from Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, any of those fuckers that stick their goddamn commie Nazi Islam noses out, blow them off. So I said, we've had enough. America is watching this go on and seeing our own political people sponsoring terrorists that are actively holding American hostages and still are just living in this delusional land that they've been living in, where men are women and men can give birth, and men should be able to compete with women equally, and it just keeps compounding. But what we are seeing possibly here is the beginning of the end of wokeism, because again, it's becoming so blatant and obvious that even the stupidest of these dimtards can't ignore it. They have, if you've got more brain cell, at least as many brain cells as a fucking gnat, you cannot say, oh, well, this is not. So, but it's again the complicit media pushing a communist agenda, the terrorist agenda, and a White House that's complicit with them. So, like I said, I say make it a dead zone and work from there. So, hey, get this shit together in the house. Get our speaker in. Appoint Jordan. If these rhinos have to be removed, they have to be removed. We removed a bunch of them down here over this last thing, and it starts in your local. You can make changes on the local level. It's hard to influence national politics, but get those governors, get those mayors, get those scumbags, especially up north, that locked you out, that put you in. They're gonna try to get you on mask mandates and lockdowns again. Do not comply. So, all right, my friends. Well, thank you for like I said. I had to touch on that because a lot of people don't know this is going on. They don't know that that they're being fed. I mean, people that are aware are, but a lot of people don't even hear any of it. First time. Some of you people are hearing any of this from me right now. And that's the only reason I say it, just to try to get a little more word out through an avenue that's not this is like I told you, I can't just play with gold and watch the world burn and act like this is the end all be all, because it is basically nothing compared to what's going on. So that being said, thank you all so much. Fight the good fight, resist, retaliate, do not comply. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with the pumpkins here, because Halloween, if I carve it for the Friday show, I don't know that they won't be around for Halloween on Tuesday. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing on the shows or with my pumpkins. So I hate it whenever it's when they stick it in the middle of the week, when the holiday falls of the week. But we'll see. So awesome bag from get you a Patreon hookup with Vendetta. Support that channel. Again, this is my the Punisher, the no AU and AZ, and then of course our heavy pans and the Vendetta logo, and a very comfortable, wonderful shirt to wear. This is a beautiful shirt. I believe this comes out of Nine Finger Mining that actually had him. He was doing. I don't know. I better not say that. I can't remember now. I know Creed at Nine Finger does this too. So I think they were working together, but don't quote me on that. But okay. So all right, my friends. Well, I hope you all have a great evening, great weekend, wherever the case may be when you're watching this. And until the next time, this is Bayou Gold Guy saying take care of each other and peace out, my friends. Fight the good fight.